Hello and welcome to this week's EMTV Social. It's myself and John McGilvery tonight. We're going to be joined by Josh Pickering very soon. We might get a guest appearance from Graham Munsey later on. He's having some traffic problems tonight. But yeah, John, we're ready to go for this match on Friday night there. KL Cup tie against the Poole Pirates.
Yeah, I mentioned the last time I was on, I thought to get the meeting against Poole was very, very competitive. I thought the guys rode brilliantly. There was some real surprises in Max James, who again showed on Friday there just how good he's going to be. They kept the points to 9, which I felt there was maybe points dropped as well in that. So it could have been closer. But I think there's definitely excitement building for this meeting on Friday night.
Yeah, and after a great start to the home season last week against the Berwick Bandits. So yeah, if you're watching, get on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook page. Remember to like, subscribe, share around. But they're not here to hear from us, John. But let's get the main man on. Edinburgh Monarchs number 1. I think you said the seventh season with the Monarchs. Josh Pickering. Oh,
howdy. I'm back.
How are you, Josh? You all right?
Yeah, going good, and you?
Very good, thanks. Very good.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, as I say, it's all about Friday night and the KL Cup, getting through to the semi-final, hopefully 9-point deficit against Poole. What's your thoughts ahead of that match?
I feel Poole's team, with how it all sort of set out, they always seem to build a team that does go very well at home. In the past, they've had Stevie Worrell there, as well as Richard Lawson, Danny King, like them three heat leaders sort of pulled their weight, I feel, previously. Now in this current structure that they have, having Ben Cook at number 5 and Tom Brennan in the middle with Zach Cook, I feel like our middle pairing's stronger. I feel like the number 1s, myself and Richard, are going to be very close. And I feel like Sedgy should have it over Ben Cook, so maybe the points that they sort of will lack there. And not only that, not to mention our reserves. Sam Hagan, he's a decent little rider, as well as, I can't think at the minute who their number 7 is, but with having... right, okay, yeah, well, with having our Max as well as Connor in reserve, I feel like our reserve berth's stronger as well. So I really feel within the first 4 heats, we could be back to all but squared up after that, and then maybe it might be a bit touch and go. But I do feel that if we all do our job, what we're capable of doing, that we should overturn the deficit and get the win.
Josh, were you surprised just how close we kept it last week?
No, I wanted to win. I thought we were going to win. I was going there like I was just after seeing the performance at Berwick. I didn't quite know exactly what we were all capable of doing. I didn't know, like obviously I know Connor, I think we rode together in 2018. We all know what Sedgy's capable of doing. Paco and Kaisi, that they both score points, when they can, obviously. But I didn't really know how we were going to go at Berwick. I was confident that we would go well, but it was really our first meeting. We haven't done a press day, like it was just... Yeah. Sorry, we did do press day. We couldn't ride. Only a couple of boys have ridden, and it was a bit of a question mark on how we would have went at Berwick for me. And then after I seen what we did do and how we only lost by 4, and I feel like that was a really tough, strong match. Going into Poole, I was more than confident that we were going to have a win. Sedgy mentioned saying that Monarchs haven't beat, I don't know if it's on aggregate or just at Wimborne Road, but they haven't won in 72 years there. And I genuinely thought we were going to beat history there, So for us to end up going down by 9, I was, a bit disappointed really. But from years before, it's definitely a lot of progress involved. And when you look at Oxford go there and get done by 30, it's a big difference, and it shows a lot of promise for the team that we have.
Yeah, I agree. There's lots of potential in our team, and it's shown in those first 3 matches we've had so far. I guess that's one of the challenges. 3 matches for Edinburgh so far. I think only 4 for Sheffield. You must be desperate to be getting more time on the bike.
Yeah, I've had way more rain-offs than matches, and that's not good. But in saying that, I still got to be appreciative to what's going on. Like a couple of the boys, it's only racing one league. They've only done, a handful of matches. So for me, I don't necessarily have to be on the bike all the time. I like it when I'm sort of, only average 3 to 4 meetings a week or whatever. If I can have that all year round, I'll be happy because I can have my own time as well as race time, and I don't, for me to sort of be in tune with my bike, it don't really take long to feel comfortable. But, you have other riders that like to be on the bike all the time. I know, for example, Sam, he would race every single day if he could. He just loves feeling that flow of motion going through. And for me, I don't mind having a couple of days rest in between, and it gets me excited to go again.
Josh, just looking at the Monarchs schedule for May, with the rescheduling of the Glasgow match, it looks like we've got some consistent fixtures coming up over the next few weeks, and that must be vitally important for you guys just to get back into the rhythm and get continuous matches at Armadale.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't want to lose a match at Edinburgh all year. I don't even want to lose away. Like I think we're capable of winning everything. As long as everyone's got the same attitude and wanting to do that, then we're all capable of doing so. It's with that match at Glasgow, I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe it. Like, we were all over them, and like, I didn't have the best start in my first ride, and then I changed the setup straight away, and then away it went. I won my next one, and then I wasn't out till heat 11. I was watching the radar and seeing the rain come in, and I thought to myself, these are just going to want to get to heat 10 here and call it off because they know we'll beat them. And I was sitting there saying, mate, I want this to be rained out right now because I don't think we could have brought it back by heat 10, but I feel towards the later side of the match, we could have been well in it. And for us to go there, on the 10th of May, or I don't know if we're there or they're with us, but either, it's a match that we definitely can win, and I plan on winning also.
Yeah, definitely. As it was confirmed earlier in the week, we will go to Glasgow on 10th of May, so that's a week on Friday. And then 2 weeks after that, they'll come to Edinburgh, which will hopefully should be the decider as to whether or not we can progress in the BSN series. We're sitting with Berwick top of the group already, but they're actually eliminated because 4 points won't be good enough to be best second place team. And again, with Scunthorpe poised, if they win their last home game, they'll get to 7 points as well, which means Edinburgh and Glasgow can't both get to 7 points. So it is all about winning that section for us and progressing. And it's a competition we've not really done ourselves justice in, I would say, last few years, but it's one hopefully we'll get there and we'll be up for that. And those fixtures.
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know which fixtures are what. I just I have me dating on Friday at Edinburgh, and we've got to win. I don't know what match it is, if it's league, if it's cup, if it's this, that. It don't matter. It's end result is I've got to rock up and do my job, and that's how it is. So I would like to, however, I don't even know how many bloody things we're involved in this year. So, but if there is a cup, if there is BSN, if there is league, I want to win them all.
Just on all that as well, Josh, Friday night there, you must have been super proud of the guys and how we got about. I think for me, it was probably one of the most, if not the most entertaining match I've watched at Armadale for a while.
Right.
I thought all the guys were absolutely brilliant, stuck in. Berwick had their misfortune. We were able to capitalise where in the past perhaps we haven't. But you must have been pleased with, obviously, your night's performance, the whole team's performance, and just getting back to Armadale and getting a right good result and performance under our belt. For
sure. Starting off with, Seji popped out at Glasgow. I think he won his first heat. And then we went down to Poole. He won his first heat there, and we looked $1 million. He's absolutely flying. And then Kaisi, he hasn't had the chance to be in that. It's different again. Like how I said, I don't mind a few days break, but I've still got another league where him relying on Edinburgh. And then he broke his wrist and back home in Aussie, and he hasn't had a chance to have that continuous bike time and being from the tapes and racing. So for him to score 10 from 4, I thought was great, and that was, it was much needed, and it's what he's capable of doing. And at the end of the day, it's what his job is to do within this team now. We do need that third heat leader to step up and sort of ease the pressure, and he done that perfectly. And And Paco, I think he's got 7, which again, it's if we're getting them type of points from our middle order, that leads the less pressure off the top. And Lassie, he popped out at Glasgow, was riding well. He was scoring. He's looked at times, mate, where he can score that many points, and then I look at the end of the night and he might have got 4, and I just think how with the way that he's riding. So if he just keeps showing up and doing what he's doing, I'm sure there's more points to come there as well. And if Connor and Max can, get 6 points between them or 7 points or things like that, we just need to win the match. 46, 44, I don't care. Like, we can do that everywhere. We don't need to absolutely kill them. But I feel like if everyone just, like I said, rides what they're capable of doing, then there's no reason why we can't win every match everywhere we go.
Yeah, I mean, happiness is 46, 44. Although this week it will have to be 50, 40 because we need to get to that 50 mark to progress through. So a couple of extra points there on Friday night, please, Josh. I'll jump over to the comments. We go, you're getting Graham Munsey's grief here, John, with where's your T-shirt from Kieran Wyden? He's always in there.
In the wash, getting ready for Friday.
And then Ian Marshall reckons it's a big ask on Friday, but reckons we can do it, and so does Chris Black agree. 9 points is doable. Well, he's not going to be there on Friday. We'll maybe get our ears a bit of a break in the bar after Friday night. Just kidding.
All our ears will be a lot better off, I reckon.
Yeah. And then there's Stuart Ramsey's asking, do you have any hoodies for sale, Josh?
Yeah, there would be some on my webpage. I haven't got my new team design yet within like current sponsors and things like that, but just my own merchandise with my JWP logos and things like that. That can all be, what I will do actually, I'll post a link on the comment section after this, and anyone can go on and have a look.
Yeah,
sorry,
John, you carry on.
I did want to talk about was I never really got any mentions, although when I spoke to a couple of yous in the tower on Friday night, was the track itself. From our point of view, up there, it looked nice, it looked smooth, It looked like you put the bike where you wanted it to go, and it would go, and it would respond. What's your kind of thoughts on it on Friday?
No, perfect. Honestly, it was. Starts were good. Thing is with Edinburgh, we've always been known for grippy starts over the years, and then with how cold it gets and the base is not very deep at the start line especially, and as the water goes down throughout the day, and then with only having 2 inches of dirt on the start line there, the moment you do one start, you're on that base and it's like ice. So I was saying to Gordon, they don't necessarily need to be grippier, but there does need to be more dirt involved. So then, like say a lucid material, that way we can find something and pack some ruts in, and when there's starts getting a few if there was absolutely no issues and everything ran for 15 heats, there would be enough dirt on the start lines to find a good place to go all the time. But as soon as you start getting a few restarts and things like that, things just start blowing out, and when it gets to the real important side of things, it's that's where we need to have our consistency, I feel. But as far as the track was involved, mate, it was probably one of the better Armadale tracks I've raced on in a very long time.
Yeah, anyone who was up was mentioning how good it seemed to be and how smooth it seemed to be. Jai Etheridge and Drew Kemp took a heavy knock during the meeting. I think Drew rode the next day. Jai walked away very, very sore by the looks of it. Have you spoken to any of them, or do you know how they are after it?
Yeah, I spoke to Reggie. He's complaining a bit of back pain. I haven't known if he's got any further scans done or anything like that, but that was the reason why he did withdraw from the meeting. He was okay. Obviously, we seen him getting around at the end of the meeting, but it was a lot worse for wear. Drew, again, I don't know exactly his condition, but as we said, he raced the following night. But yeah, look, it was unfortunate for them, and I don't want to see anyone ever get injured and get taken away in an EVO. It's not nice. Unfortunately, it is part of our sport, and it's not a matter of if but when. But for now, in going forward, either it wasn't like a watered down team. Like, yes, they did lose Drew and Jai, but in my complete honest opinion, I think the score would have been very similar. We still would have won on aggregate. Our guys were too good. So But for Berwick going forward as well, like you don't want to see any club losing their riders so early on. Like last year, we were injury riddled and whatever other reasons, and we could never field our 1 to 7 and have that routine of everyone rocking up and everyone wanting to be there. So I feel like everything, the morale within the camp, like all the boys are getting on very well. Everyone does want to be there. I feel like that winning mentality is there. It's proven when you go up against good teams and you got riders popping out and scoring points and no one's dropping their head. Yeah. And mechanics have always been a level above everyone else for that side of things. There's no one that's ever, I feel, stuck for time or anything like that. If anyone ever needs anything, someone already sees it and it's already sorting out, So that's very important as well, because when push
Josh, I'm going to ask you about young lad at reserve, Max James.
Yeah.
Is he still there? Oh,
we're
all still there.
Yeah,
sorry.
Here, John. Yeah.
What I was going to ask you was about Max James. He's been a bit of a revelation coming in at reserve. Young lad, only 16 years old, came up to speak to Liam and I in the tower on Friday night and spoke very, very well. To us, seemed that his head on his shoulder. The one thing I liked about him, though, he came in after a race. Bastien Bork, it had a bit of a kind of head-to-head. Bastien was trying to kind of, but it didn't affect him. And for such a young lad, it would have been easy for Bastien to get in his head and be like, and put him off. It didn't. What's your kind of initial thoughts on Max? Because he seems to have settled in pretty well.
Yeah, look, I can't really say exactly what I tell the boys on Trackport because it's not very PG appropriate for live stream.
No, but Graham Swearjar with us tonight.
I do want everyone to feel confident, not be scared of anyone or anything. It's very important to be 100% backed in your own way, and not that it should ever come to it, but if anything did hit the fan, you got 7 of your mates behind you, or 6 of your mates behind you backing you up, as well as, our support system and everything like that. Like, that's where it is important to have a team and don't have them outsiders and people that don't really want to be involved. Like, you don't need to be in everyone's pocket, but you've all got to get on and you've all got to help each other when it's required. And for Max, like, I think another one, heat 8. Did he have a crash? I think he laid it down. I can't remember. I don't know if we're at Poole. We're at Poole. Yeah, when we're at Poole, he laid it down in heat 8 to avoid an incident. And he's like, he took me off, rah. And I said, yeah, good. Let him do it again. Get back up, go again. If he hits you off again, who cares? Get back up and go again. Like, that's just how it is sometimes. Don't let anyone try and get the better of anyone. I'm not affected by anyone on the start line anymore. Like, there used to be years before where I'd line up and go, oh shit, I'm against this person, it is a psychological game. And I've been saying to my friend Boyd that's here with us now, it's like, I'm potentially not going to learn to ride the bike any better, but what I will learn is a winning mentality and how to win. And a big part of it is not being worried about who's on the start line next year. Like, nowadays, it don't matter. Every single person in this league of both championship and premiership, I've beaten. And I tick them off, mate. It used to be Tobias Musa a couple of years ago, I ticked him off. Then it was, as soon as Emil come into, I thought, I'm going to have to beat him. And then I done him at Sheffield. And then obviously it was Doyley. And then this year was like magic. And I done him at Oxford. Like, I line them all up, mate, and I want to beat them all. And then once I beat them all, I know I can do it all the time. So
definitely, Josh. I'm sure some of these riders can feel that when they know it's you that's chasing them. That pressure and knowing it's Josh Pickering's behind me. They'll be keen to avoid it. Yeah. Oh, and Ian Marshall's been listening to you saying must do better, more dirt at the start. So they've got that noted for the.
Gonna have to get a rake for you, I reckon, because again, it'll be important as well. Like, when the starts have been dropped, like the dirt goes 3 or 4 meters, but if we can even just pull that back to the start line, that would be handy. Sam actually mentioned that a couple of years ago, and he said years before that they used to do that. Used to have 2 rakes at the start line, and after every race, before the guys would come back around, they would just rake it in, or every 4 heats they would rake it back, and all these little things that makes a big difference. And like, especially me, obviously in years gone by, I haven't been known for my gating. It's something I've worked on a lot, and I feel like I am a much better gator. And I know for a fact if it starts a grippy start, then I know I can get off that. So once that all comes about, and if we have that consistency with us feeling confident, then everyone's going to feel good.
Yeah, definitely. There's a question from Stevie Lumsden for you. Is how far do you think Boyd Hollis can go if given the opportunity? I don't know if that's an inside joke or something. Or,
with a mentor like me, mate.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, no, look, he's doing all the right things. He is here living with me. He come over last year and had a bit of a taste.
I was going to say we met him last year, yeah.
Yeah, no, mate, I've known Boyd since he was 6 years old, and he contacted me a couple of years ago and said, am I selling a speedway bike or this or that? And I said, no, but I know Sam's bringing one home with him. That would be a good one to get. He bought a bike off Sam, started riding, trying to do as much as you can in Australia. It's very difficult with track time. And then last year I was just sitting on the couch about March or April or something. It was just after my injury, I think, and things started to ramp back up. And for whatever reason, he just come into my head, and I thought, I wonder what he's up to. So I sent him a message saying, give me a call, I've got an idea. And then anyway, he called me and had a bit of a chat, and I just said, so what's your plans exactly? And he goes, I want to be racing over there, I want to be doing what you're doing. And I know what he's done previously on dirt bikes, and he can ride a motorbike. It's just, you got to learn to ride a speedway bike. And I said, well, so you get a fair idea of exactly what you're in for, because everyone's got dreams, mate. But when you get here, it is quite overwhelming, and you're on the other side of the world from everyone else and everything you know. Spend a month with me. We'll go Poland. We'll go everywhere, like driving, washing, everything, and then hope like bring.
So
you in.
We'll got to get that apprenticeship there, Josh. He's got to do the hard jobs.
Do a few second halves and things like that. And obviously, if it's something that you want to be into, then come back. And sure as shit, when we got home, he's been training his ass off and practicing as well. And that's all right. And then
he's loaded. On the flip side of that, Josh, how far do you think Stevie Lumsden can go if he's given the opportunity?
Look, mate, how much higher
want to get back out there and riding the bike after the meeting?
How much higher does he have to go? He's 2-league winning champion. He's the grandfather of the mechanics, I reckon.
Don't let that grey fool you.
But on a serious note, Boyd, right, we have been working behind the scenes. We'll continue to work behind the scenes, and he will be someone over here in the future, no doubt.
Brilliant.
Cool. Bringing it back to Friday night a little bit, just a wee reminder that you can get your tickets now from edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets for that massive KO Cup quarterfinal second leg as Edinburgh trying to retrieve that 9-point deficit. And if you're not able to make it to the trackside, Graham and Mike will be there for the commentary on EMTV. Again, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk. You'll get all the information you need about buying that stream. And we had some cracking racing last week. Josh, looking forward to more. And as you said earlier, what we did last week so well is we're on it right from race 1, 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. We were back, we're ahead on aggregate before Berwick knew what hit them, and we need to do that again this weekend. Yeah,
it's most important. Obviously, I'm going to be going there to try and win every race. I've dropped 2 points. I can't remember what I worked out the other day, but things are going all right in my camp, and I just need to continue doing that. As long as the boys want to keep that winning mentality and all want to go out and win every race exactly the same, then there's no reason why we can't progress to the next stage and be back winning trophies like Edinburgh deserve.
Cool. And I see Gary Dixon's on, reminding us that there's an NGL action on Friday night after the Monarchs match, the Wildcats against the Angels. That's the 2 Edinburgh teams in it, so we know how important it is, and the guys there get them track time as well, because they've been suffering with the weather as much as the
mate, the more people that's riding and joining this sport, the better. Like, there needs to be another generation coming through. Like, I was that generation 6 years ago, and there hasn't been a great deal, as in, I'm not saying there hasn't been any after me, but I mean, like, there's not riders you can just pick up off the street and they're just there. You've got to, it has to start at a younger age, and they've got to get the idea of it, and then they need to continue racing and obviously striving to be doing, what we're thankful enough to be doing.
Cool. Just a reminder there, the quarter-final draw, I think it's Oxford against Poole. Oxford against Glasgow is going to start quite shortly. I'm sure folk are probably going to switch over for that at some point. But all teams there we know we're capable of beating. So it's for us Friday night. We've got the Edinburgh against Poole, 9 points to make up. Any last thoughts before we finish up, guys?
You know what we need to do, Josh. That's it.
Bring a friend. More people, the merrier.
Yeah, good crowd on Friday. So same again this week. And if the boys put on a show like they did last Friday, then not only will we be entertained, but the score will be right and we'll be through to the next round.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can't agree any more with that. Perfect. Thanks very much, Josh, for joining us.
Yep, thanks, Josh.
Thanks to everybody that's put a comment on the chat. Apologies if I didn't get to your comment. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all this. We're doing this to get the good word of the Monarchs out there, as Josh says, get more folk through the door. But until Friday night, we'll wish you a very good night.
Thank you. Thanks.